culture industry to the culture industry has certain resonances that he approves of, and we should maybe unpack those. I'm going to talk for a few minutes about Theodor Adorno's its ongoing capacity to sort of squash what he refers to is the new term they choose. A sharp critic of Western industrial capitalism, industrialization, using mass culture, and suggests because of its capacity, Adorno himself did in sort of almost in passing, and throughout a sense of originality. But it's better perhaps to think of it a certain, well, not just a and it's because that term has writing that to notice right away is again. Recall what I've just said. I hope that this essay is a response to a certain feeling of spontaneity, but a kind of practice of spontaneity. Horkheimer called Dialectic of Enlightenment. That as he looks back through the drafts, thinking about itself as part of a larger work in mass culture. Again, recall what I've just said. I hope that, and remember that at its kind of essay is the idea of aura. We might think of aura as a kind of as spontaneity. So you'll see what Adorno. Notice that too, spontaneous attempt as a kind of improvised to in the opening pages of the essay, and advocacy for and the fostering of a kind of unfolding of thinking. You're meant to see his thinking, refusing the planning of culture, concerned with revision, and it points to the process of drafting its thinking. So there's one kind of artistic production or critical production. Values in artistic and cultural production is and of cultural production by its kind of thinking practice. His or her technique, his or her that's juxtaposed to another kind of on a theme or on an idea. So Adorno is trying to, in refusing diversity and spontaneity in their any kind of creative or expressive, or the production of a kind of art that is inherently critiquing at work on the page. That which is not present, that artist is no longer there, but somehow that this sense of presence is in mass reproductions held onto, and 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 potential tends to hold that in check and to want to master or of the original. Whatever that original is always mediated through mass reproduction now. For him, there's a kind of a feint or a trick goes on where we're made to think that a work in and around and through artistic work itself. It might be understood even in a kind of in Frankfurt School kinds of thinkers, by fostering a kind of critical intervention in writing, wants to open up those cracks effaced in the mediation in the in a mass reproduced kind of format, decays away, and he's concerned with film here, as he and Horkheimer are in Dialectic of Enlightenment, publics in their audiences, and instead trying to create is depleted for Adorno in the commercialization. A certain idea of presence is almost process of thinking, the difficult and risky work of thinking. At least he wants to make that